Next one.
Hannah
Kaplan. H-A-N-N-A-H?
That's correct.
K-A-P-L-A-N?
K-A-P-L-A-N.
Next one.
Katie, K-A-T-I-E. G-R-A-P-K-O-W-S-K-I.
Next.
Rapkowski.
Oh, next one.
Hannah, spelled the same as Kaplan.
Got it.
And then Oshler. O-S.
Just a reminder to all spectators, there will be no tolerance for any negative behavior, such as taunting, trash talking, and verbal, written, or physical contact related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion. Such behavior will result in being ejected from this event. All participants must respect the game and respect their opponents.
Yeah, you're right. No, I need numbers. Yeah, I've seen the play. Numbers for girls. Kalamaki. 14. 14. Graham. 2. Kaplan. 5. Rapkowski. 12. And Ocean. 22. We're ready to go. There's the 30-second, 40-second. Alright, when you want to go on and do your intro, do your say like blah blah blah, we're here, NFHS Network, and then we roll the opener, and then we'll skip it. Mini one, just sentence. 11. This is as poetic as I can get. Millburn play physical. I'm going to, instead of that, I'm going to play smart shots.
Are we live?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live. Yeah. This is SEC conference basketball. Yes, I don't want to mistake it.
Screen pass out in the flat, caught, and it's a touchdown for St. Peter's. O'Donnell swinging away, puts it over the shortstop's head. That's a base hit. It'll score 1. Faraz on his way home. Throw is not in time. Going quickly, Bullock takes the snap, throws to the far side, wide open touchdown. In there, called strike 3. Looking. Mulcahy strikes out the side. He's perfect through 2. Now up ahead for the Marauders. Here comes Bigwitz. They score! Michael Bigwitz for St. Peter's Prep. Bounced on the ground to short. Faraz Fields flipped to O'Donnell 1. Throw on to first in time for a double play. We'll look back out there for the Marauders. He takes the snap. Looking over the middle. Has a man. Can he scores? Reels it in. 35. Stick on to defenders. 2 on his feet. 20. Once again, hit in the air to deep center field. Sicka moving on the back at the wall. It's gone! Ellis Reed with a 2-run blast. And the Marauders have a 6-0 lead.
St. Peter's Prep has the best coverage for its student athletes. Why don't you?
It's hard to get to everything we have going on here. I mean, this high school has so much. And now you're offering the ability to watch those events without having to travel there.
My dad travels a lot, so he likes to watch the events. Like if I'm playing a volleyball game and he can't make it, he'll watch it and he loves it.
I think it was homecoming. It was Friday night, and it was a punt return. And I returned it all the way back for a touchdown. And then, of course, I showed all my family members, and they really liked it. They liked to see what their family members can do.
Golden Lions.
I think this broadcast is essential because our team is global, and we got people all over the world going to watch the game. So without this, there's no way they can do that.
These kids and these players feel loved. They feel important. And by broadcasting it, you have a bigger group that you're reaching that allows them to know those kids.
The Prudential Center. home of the New Jersey Devils, the Seton Hall Pirates, and deemed the second home of the Millburn Millers, who are set to face off against the Livingston Lancers next on the NFHS Network.
2023. The home team, Millburn Millers, they will be the home team on the scoreboard. Will be hosting the visiting Livingston Lancers. Millburn comes in with a record of 19 wins, 6 losses. Livingston comes in 4 wins, 17 losses. Now, for the starting lineups for the Livingston Lancers. Starter, freshman guard, number 1, Aubrey Cohen. Number 10, a junior guard, Sam Mintz. Number 20, a sophomore forward, Mia Viola. Number 23, sophomore guard, Jordan Fursko. And the captain for the Livingston Lancers, senior forward, number 34, Sophia Levitt. The Livingston Lancers, in her first year as head coach, Miss Ashley Addison. She is assisted by Cara DeLugo. And the athletic director at Livingston is Mr. Dave Cohen. Now for the starting lineup for the home Millburn Millers. Number 2, junior, Demaya Graham. Number 5, senior, Hannah Kaplan. Number 12, senior, Katie Brabkowski, and a captain. Junior, number 14, Zoe Palomaki, a captain. And finally, number 22, senior, Hannah Azur. Athletic director, standing right in front of me, Mr. Frank Bafuco. Now, may we rise for the national anthem as Misha Agrawal, a junior at Millburn, will sing the national anthem. Please remove your hats and stand, please.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gazed through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's give Misha another hand, please. That was outstanding. And I neglected to say,
Welcome inside the Prudential Center for SEC Conference basketball between the Millburn Millers and the Livingston Lancers. I'm Adam Tobis. Joining me here today, Ryan Lowy. Ryan, a fantastic matchup we have here today at the Rock. What are your keys to this game for either team?
Well, first of all, Adam, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you for the girls' game. And then, of course, next we will have a great boys' contest between Millburn and Livingston. This Colonial Liberty matchup representing Livingston out of the Liberty and Millburn out of the Colonial is going to be an exciting one for the Millburn Millers. Their keys are smart shots. This Livingston team outsizes them, but if they take the right shots, they're the more successful team offensively. They also need to trust Miller basketball. It's been successful all season. They have an astounding amount of wins and are second within their division behind an over 20-win Glen Ridge team. And for the Livingston Lancers, obviously, as I alluded to earlier, they need to use their height to an advantage. They've struggled offensively this year. If they can get boards and put them back up off of missed shots from the far mid-rangers, the three-pointers, they will be very successful, and they need to contain the dangerous Zoe Palomaki, who is in fact my player to watch with 9 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, and 2.32 steals per game on average. It's going to be an exciting one. And for the Livingston Lancers, their player to watch, she's going to the Army, Sophia Levitt, 2.7 points per game on average, alongside 3.5 rebounds per game on average. Adam, it's going to be a great one. Take it away.
Fantastic matchup between two fantastic teams. Your starters from Millburn, Demaya Graham, Katie Grabkowski, Zoe Palomaki, Hannah Ozier, and Hannah Kaplan. As we see the ball go out of bounds for the first dead ball. On the other side, Livingston Lancers, Samantha Mintz, Jordan Fursko, Sophia Levitt, Mia Viola, and Aubrey Cohen round out the starting five for the Livingston Lancers.
One interesting thing I think we need to note, Adam, both teams, a new head coach. That means a new page in the chapter.
Two new head coaches that have had two completely different seasons, respectively. Obviously, the Millers 19-6 on the season, whereas the Lancers 4-17. So both teams are looking for a win here today. Millburn trying to get to 20. Lancers just trying to get some wins on the record. A shot deep from Cohen off the backboard and in.
And to start the scoring,
Cohen hits the first shot of the game, and it's a long ball.
For the Livingston Lancers, 2-0.
And the Lancers have an early lead. Graham over to Ozier. And taken away. Grabkowski a little loose with the ball there.
There's a physical Sophia Levitt. She's a force in the paint for Livingston. One key note, key player for the Lancers, Christine Belcure. Talented athlete looking to possibly play D3 soccer. She is not in the starting lineup.
She doesn't even look to be on the bench, as shot won't go and out of bounds. It'll be Miller ball. Yeah, Belcure doesn't even seem to be on the bench, so not sure what's going on there, but nevertheless will play ball.
We also, don't forget, for Livingston, have Avery Ryman on the roster, who is not dressed to play today.
Kaplan over to Ozier. Good ball movement here from the Millers. Three, no good from Kaplan. And it's rebounded by Mia Viola. That'll be her 100th rebound of the season. Congratulations, Mia Viola. As it's stuffed by Palomaki, and she looks to go the other way. Palomaki has Graham, but she pulls back. Graham for three.
Feet were on the line.
Feet were on the line, and it'll be Lancer ball.
So the Lancers will inbound the basketball. Quick note on Viola. That's her 100th rebound of the season. She averages 3 points per game, but she really contributes when it comes to rebounds. 5 rebounds per game on average. Of course, as we said, in this game, Tobez, Livingston's key is their size. They outsize Millburn significantly.
They do. But the Millers are a veteran team, mostly seniors on this starting lineup compared to the youthfulness of this Lancer team, as Graham gets a full palm on that, and the Lancers have to reset up top.
Graham isn't afraid of the height difference.
A floater, no good. Graham comes down with it, and she looks to outlet the other way, tries to wiggle her way through, but Levitt there, rather Mintz, and she pulls back. Slow-paced game here. Nothing going on the transition offense. Graham and Palomaki have had 2 opportunities, but nothing to come of it. No good from Jordan Fursko. And Graham comes down with the rebound. Outlet pass to Kaplan. Her shot, good. Hannah Kaplan, mid-range. And this one's tied at 2. So a low-scoring first quarter. Just 2 buckets. And now Mintz guarded tightly by Kaplan.
Not necessarily a key to the game, but what we're noticing so far that we might want to insert when it comes to the second half. Livingston needs to adjust more to Millburn's quick transitions. They pass the ball across the half court quite often.
That is true. Millers have a couple of soccer players that actually play on their varsity basketball team, Zoe Polomaki and Katie Grabkowski. So they are loaded with speed. And a travel called on Mintz. It'll be Miller ball. So Ozer will inbound it. Kaplan will check out of the game for senior Brielle Angelson. Graham, who's the leading scorer for this Miller team, takes it up and now gets it back. Over to Grabkowski, who's trapped in that corner, as Graham can't tiptoe down that line, and it'll be Lancer ball.
I think I might be the only one to notice this, Adam, but we have to remember here that the three-point line is further. We're looking at collegiate basketball three-point lines in the Big East.
Yes. I was talking to a couple Millburn basketball players today. There's no wall behind that basket. So depth perception is key when taking mid-range and three-point shots for either side today.
Looks like the boys team for Millburn has made their way down here, Adam. You can see them walking below the court from our view.
As shot goes up, no good. Rebound, no good once more, and Grabkowski can't get it. And first go, out. Back to Minton, taken away by Ozer. Ozer looking to go the other way. She can't corral it and has to slow pace. Graham for 3. Off the back rim, but tenacious boards by this Miller offense. Graham to the rack, has it stripped. Grabkowski in the right place at the right time, and she's fouled. On her way up, she'll shoot 2.
First foul shots of the day that we're looking at here, Adam.
Yes. Grabkowski will shoot from the line, and I think that's our first foul. I don't think we've seen a foul so far.
That is correct. That's the first team foul of the game against Livingston.
So Grabkowski will shoot 2. And she hits and the Millers take their first lead of the game. The Millers on the season are shooting 75% from the line. And Grabkowski is a key contributor to that as she gets to the line at a prolific rate. Grabkowski goes 2 for 2.
Senior captain Katie Grabkowski makes both foul shots.
Tobez, if there's anything that we've learned from last night's Ranny versus St. Rose County semifinal game, shots from the charity stripe that go in are very important. They can change the trajectory of a game. And this one that has started off as very low scoring, just 6 total points in a old now first quarter, it's going to be important to capitalize on those shots from the charity stripe.
I couldn't agree more. It's key to every game you play, as they're called free throws for a reason.
Yeah, that was probably, I think, appropriate to say, an insane game we saw last night. A comeback and an overtime victory for Ranny as they were able to upset a top 5 St. Rose side in the county semifinals.
Lila Feldman checked into the game for the Lancers. Deep shot from Cohen won't go. And now Palomaki dump pass to Ozer, and they'll look to go the other way.
We saw Millburn boys enter. Here come the Livingston boys right below us.
And now Palomaki and 1. She'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. And the Millers are on a roll.
Number 23.
Make it here, 3 for 3 from the charity stripe so far.
Yep. So 2 team fouls to the Lancers, none to the Millers, as fouls could be costly in what seems to be a low-scoring game. If you're going to give opportunities to either side, it'll cost you. 2:10 remaining in this first quarter of play. Palomaki at the line to go up 5. And she sinks it. Pure.
And Palomaki converts the old-fashioned three-point play.
First go. Guarded tightly by Kaplan.
Just waiting for our clock here on the network to be caught up by the clock here today at the Prudential Center.
Cohen with the rebound, and the Millers commit their first foul. And that'll send Aubrey Cohen to the line for the Lancers' first free throws of the game. Cohen hits. This Lancer team on the season, they're shooting 62% from the line, so not as consistent as the Millers, but nevertheless an average stat line from the charity stripe. As she hits 50% of those, so below their average, but nevertheless cuts the lead to a one-possession game with 1:51 remaining. Angelson over to Kologlu. High post to Palomaki. Back out to Angelson for a mid-range jumper. And the Millers go back up 2 possessions.
Adam, we allude back to my keys to the game. I said they got to take smart shots. That's exactly what they did right there. They saw a hole within the height. A player left open. Got the elbow jumper to go.
Yes. This Miller girls team are a bunch of athletes, and they're showing it today with their very aggressive defense. Not letting Feldman approach the perimeter. She thought about it, pulled back, and dumped it over. And now Palomaki looking to go out the other way. Palomaki has Kaplan, but she takes it herself and finishes.
And
Palomaki takes it herself, and the Millers have a 7-point lead. Timeout, Livingston.
6 seconds left in the first quarter. The Millburn Millers 11, the Livingston Lancers 4.
11-4 is your score here at the Prudential Center.
We saw a dribbling clinic right there, Tobez. Way to create space there from Palomaki.
Yes, Palomaki with unbelievable speed, as I noted earlier. She plays soccer. She scored 20 goals for the Millers this season. And a fantastic varsity athlete all across the board.
You know, with the weather outside, Tobez, it's safe to say it almost feels like soccer season all over again.
That is true. It was hailing earlier.
Yeah, I actually have my cleats back on. Very excited to play over the spring.
Oh, man. So, Cohen. Miller's playing a high full-court press. Trying to take control of this one. As Helen Chung, who also plays soccer for Livingston, and is a 2-sport varsity athlete for this Lancer team. Cheng for 3, off Warris's foot and out of bounds.
You were talking about Livingston soccer, an explosive start to the season, including key wins over West Orange, the eventual county champions. However, that was the exact team they ran into in the semifinals.
Ball inbounded and a jump ball. Angelson got a hand in there, but it'll stay underneath the basket. Livingston ball. Feldman trying to find somebody. She does. Doesn't get the roll. And now Angelson trying to outlet with 17 seconds remaining. Palomaki loses it. Feldman is fouled.
Now, Palomaki's key thing is her speed. She's a solid dribbler. She's not the best dribbler on the court, but her speed really makes up for the dribbling against a team like Livingston that's more strength, less speed.
Yeah, I talked to her earlier in the season, and she said, when I get the ball off a rebound, my dribbling is not there, but I'm past everybody. They're all in the dust. I look behind me, nobody there. Look in front of me, nobody there. And here she is again.
Adam, if that's what she said, maybe she should have just commentated her own breakaway right there.
Exactly. That was.
She'll do her job.
To my point.
She'll do her job for us. We'll take our paychecks and go home and let her do it for us.
So Angelson underneath the basket. Kologlu for 3 at the buzzer. And
buzzer with an asterisk.
Buzzer with an asterisk. I thought she would hold it a second longer, had some time. Nevertheless, the score stays 11-4, and we'll take a moment's break.
Time to hear from our sponsors at Toronto's Pizza Kitchen in Livingston.
And we're live. We're back here at the Prudential Center.
No, we're live. You're correct.
We're live. We're still live. But score 11-4, Millburn. And in my opinion, I think that this game is not going according to plan.
Well, it's been a low-scoring one that starts to pick up towards the end. A special thank you to Matt Grassi, who is in charge of this Playbook Sports event this evening here from the Prudential Center. The first of two games, both contested between Millburn and Livingston. We have varsity girls here, and then in about an hour and 45 minutes' time, we have varsity boys.
Graham for three. Ball goes out of bounds. And it'll be Lancer ball. But as I was saying, low-scoring game from a high-powering Millburn offense and a Lancer team that's struggling, something I would never have predicted an 11-4 score. But nevertheless, we're locked in a 7-point game.
We also have to give a special thank you to Mr. Francisco Bufolco and Mr. David Cohen, the two respective athletic directors for the Lancers and the Millburn Millers.
Pass down low, couldn't be corralled by Alex Winich. And the Millers will take possession.
Sophia Levitt for the Lancers is currently on the left side of the court. And she is getting her ankle wrapped, or part of me that actually looks like her thigh, so we hope everything is all right over there, and she returns to play soon.
And a three from Kaplan.
And that is a three ball by number 5.
Kaplan had 8 threes in their previous game, and she hits one there to go up double digits.
Millburn only extending on their largest lead of the day against this Lancers side that has always been struggling with offense since day one of preseason. Of course, it's Coach Addison's first season with the squad. She was the freshman coach in previous years.
And a bucket from Jordan Fursko. Fursko, who's been lighting it up for the Lancers this season, cuts that lead to 8. Graham down low to Grabkowski, over to Waros, can't corral it. And now the Lancers outlet the other way. Mintz pulls up, jumper, good! Samantha Mintz.
That was a terrific look. She saw the lane capsized, so she decided to take the mid-range jumper. She heaved for it, and she put it in perfectly.
Fantastic play, and the ball goes out of bounds. The Millers will lose possession.
I think that had to have probably been the best look of the game so far. She saw the lane was slowly starting to curl outward, so she decided to throw one up, but she placed her feet perfectly and had perfect form.
Pull-up jumper. We haven't seen that today, but she pulls that out of her bag of tricks and cut that Miller lead to 6. And now the Lancers have possession once again. Jordan Fursko takes it to the lane, floater off the back rim and out of bounds on Alex Winich.
Millburn possession.
So despite their height, Livingston has struggled on the offensive and defensive boards today. Kaplan over to Ozer. Back out to Kaplan for 3. Off the front rim and out. And an over-the-back foul on Demaya Graham. 5:48 remaining in the second quarter.
Demaya Graham, her first.
Inbounding it over to Fursko. The Millers playing a fantastic press today, as Graham gets a piece of it, but not enough.
You can see right there, Graham read the route. That's something Livingston's been struggling with. Livingston's been struggling to find open passing, and that's exactly what Millburn needs to do to win this contest.
Mintz back out to Fursko for 3. Off the front rim, rebounded by Mintz. No good, and Palamaki comes down with the rebound. A heave down court to Graham, floater. No good.
Livingston just checked in the senior number 42, Alex Winich. Relative to Sam Winich of the boys basketball team, she dominates the paint.
She is very tall. Against not a small Zoe Palamaki. Zoe Palamaki is very tall.
Millburn boasts height, just not to numbers of Livingston.
And something called on the court, not quite sure. Maybe a moving screen. But nevertheless, the Millers will have possession going the other way.
And we also have to congratulate Millburn on a terrific divisional record of 11-3. They were only behind an undefeated 14-0 Glen Ridge Ridgers side.
Yeah, fantastic season for the Millers after struggling in prior seasons.
Yeah, the Millers play second, 19-6 overall record. Similar for Verona, who sat third, also a 19-6 record, and then right behind them an 8-15 Payne Tech team.
The Millers 5-16 last season as Ozer back to Colaglu and works around to Angelson.
Impromptu pistol formation we're seeing.
Colaglu to the rack, pulls back smartly, and now Angelson, the more high percentage chance, but it doesn't fall on a foul. Not quite sure who it's on, as nobody's moving. And now we get word from the PA that it's Katie Grabkowski and Lancer ball.
Teams have 4 team fouls.
Kaplan inbounding it for the Lancers. First go got by Kaplan of the Millers. That's an announcer nightmare right there. As first go taking on Colaglu.
Excellent defense. Way to pinch the corner by the Millers.
And the ball tipped. Angelson has it, and they have numbers going the other way. But she pulls back and resets. Kaplan for 3 off the back rim. Angelson, nothing coming.
Millburn's been more successful today finding the backboard.
First go. And tipped away. Almost picked her pocket, but nevertheless, Feldman going up the other way. And Palomaki says,
Millburn have numbers on the rush.
Kaplan almost had. She almost threaded the needle. But Feldman, quick hands. And the Lancers will set up. 3:13 remaining. Score still remains 14-8. Over to Winich. Guarded tightly by Palomaki. All up in her face. And Angelson takes it away. Has Palomaki.
Double dribble.
Double dribble. Not only will missing from the free throw line cost you a game, but miscues and bad turnovers can also cost you an important game like this one.
Good news for the Lancers. Levitt checking in. She has wrapped up her left thigh, but looks to be all right. There she just was on the basketball. Back in the game.
First go. Kaplan brought the double team to her, and now Palomaki takes it away. Palomaki using her speed to get down the court. Palomaki doesn't get the and one, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Her second trip in this one.
She averages 9 points per game. She might be knocking that one up. She's creating a lot of key opportunities at the charity stripe today.
Yes, she is. And she'll have an opportunity to keep that Miller streak from the line a go. And, of course, broadcaster jinx.
It is a real thing, you know. You see it all the time in hockey when you say a goalkeeper is shutting out a team. Almost usually a minute or two later, a goal splits by the keeper 5-hole.
Palomaki goes 0 for 2. And the score stays status quo, but the Millers will retain possession as it tipped off. First go. Palomaki up and good.
Palomaki with the basket, 16-8 Millburn.
And now Feldman up the court.
Poetic for a not-so-good dribbler, but very fast player to have a terrific off-the-ball pace to her game.
That is true. For 3. And catches only air on that one. And it'll be Miller ball.
Shot coming from Sophie Levitt. We thank her for her service. She's headed to the Army. The next step in her career.
Thank you. Ozer over to Kaplan, who is that deep threat for the Millers. And they work it around the perimeter. There's a lot of movement on this Miller offense. Pass and go, pass and go. And now to the high post to Grabkowski, out to Kaplan. In and out. And now the Lancers going the other way. First go had a Lexi Viola streaking on her right side, but couldn't find her. And now Palamaki, heave to Kaplan. No good.
Kaplan was running a football route there as we see a jump ball.
Yes, she was. So jump ball. I think the Millers will retain possession.
Crowd starting to file in. First of 2 games today here on the National Federation of High School Sports. Give you a little preview and breakdown of our 2 boys teams in the second half of this contest.
So it'll be Lancer ball. Cheng inbounding it over to Mintz. This Miller half-court press is fantastic, but Ozer can't cap it off as she hustles back on the play. Great hustle from Ozer to get back. And the Lancer cheerleading squad, you can hear them from all the way up to from where we are. And a shot from Feldman, good!
That is a 3.
Lila Feldman for 3, and they cut the Miller lead to 5. Woros is fouled on the high post by Feldman. Millers will have the ball directly across the Lancer bench.
You ask who the best spectator has been for Livingston boys and girls basketball this year. It's not one singular person. It's the cheerleading team.
They are fantastic. Over to Graham, who makes a nice move. Demaya Graham with a little Euro step and the deuce.
Step through lay and count the basket. That was impressive.
Split that defense like cheese.
What type of cheese, if I may ask?
Whatever your mind imagines.
I'm not a big fan of Gouda, more of a blue cheese or
blue cheese.
Yeah,
I don't like blue cheese.
You know, this might be a little nerdy for an 18-year-old. Big cottage cheese fan.
I love cottage cheese. Cottage cheese and yogurt is the most underrated after-school snack.
We'll talk food later.
My grandma used to put ketchup on her cottage cheese.
Really?
Yes. Fun fact. If you wanted to know more about my grandma, as Chang misses the first free throw. And Chang goes 1 for 2.
Chang makes the second.
And the Lancers on the day still shooting 50% from the free throw line. 10 seconds for Graham coming down the court here.
Halftime, 10 minutes in high school basketball.
Kaplan over to Woros. Cross court to Ozer at the buzzer. Don't know if it would have counted, but nevertheless doesn't go in, and the score 18-12 at the end of the first half. 10-minute intermission period. As we'll see you for the second half next on the NFHS Network.
He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it from Frazier. Jordan to the end zone. What a catch. Makai, it's on. Touchdown. Wins it. The championship.
When one of the top public high school athletic programs in the state of New Jersey uses the #1 live stream in the nation.
Flip to Carson. He went the 90 yards on the kickoff return. He's trying to finish it off with a touchdown, and he does! Makai Carson.
Ball court. Passed on over to Capstraw. Capstraw will drive in past 2 players, and she's able to lay it up and score. That is the 1,000-point club type of play right there. You can't ask for better than that one.
Pass across. Stick down by Murphy. Send a shot and deflected. They score!
2 now. We're at the 2:30 marker left in the game. Immaculate go quickly, but it has just costed them a good play there to stay on the West Orange side. Diving in quickly is Capstraw, and she herself is leading West Orange to a comeback. 5.
Short shot on goal. On post. West Orange gets the ball, and they win. They take down the #2 ranked Seton Hall Pirates. What a thrilling game.
So a free kick for West Orange. She sends it towards the net.
catcher. But we don't score the game, we just call and record it. As the pitch from Bove with nobody on base, swung on and missed, struck him out. Rosu now trying to get on the offensive side of things. Can he? Ooh, and he's able to work himself into a pin position. Can he earn the pin? He's got all 5 back points easily secured, and he pins him. So the first Rosu with the pinfall victory.
West Orange with a 5-0 win over Newark Central. I'm here with West Orange head coach Doug Nevins. All right, West Orange with a 6-1 win over Columbia. I'm here with 3 stars of the game: Emma Mitchell, Kaya Schultz, Gianna Festino.
So I'm Ryan Lowy from D1 Media Pro, and I'm joined with senior Kaya Schultz and junior Kylie Capstraw.
Here with West Orange girls varsity coach Sean DeVore. Screen pass out in the flat, caught, and it's a touchdown for St. Peter's. O'Donnell swinging away, puts it over the shortstop's head. That's a base hit. It'll score 1. Faraz on his way home. Throw is not in time. Going quickly, Bullock takes the snap, throws to the far side, wide open, touchdown.
In there, called strike 3 looking. Mulcahy strikes out the side. He's perfect through 2.
Now up ahead for the Marauders. Here comes Benkovitz. They score! Michael Benkovitz for St. Peter's Prep. Bounced on the ground to short. Faraz Fields flipped to O'Donnell 1. Throw on to first in time for a double play. Just we'll look back out there for the Marauders. He takes the snap. Looking over the middle. Has a man. Can he scores? Reels it in. 35. Stick on to defenders. 2 on to the 20. Once again, hit in the air to deep center field. Sicka moving on the back at the wall. It's gone! Ellis Reed with a 2-run blast. And the Marauders have a 6-0 lead.
St. Peter's Prep has the best coverage for its student athletes. Why don't you?
It's hard to get to everything we have going on here. I mean, this high school has so much. And now you're offering the ability to watch those events without having to travel there.
My dad travels a lot, so he likes to watch the events. Like if I'm playing a volleyball game and he can't make it, he'll watch it and he loves it.
I think it was homecoming. It was Friday night, and it was a punt return. And I returned it all the way back for a touchdown. And of course, I showed all my family members, and they really liked it. They like to see what their family members can do.
Golden Lions.
I think this broadcast is essential because our team is global and we got people all over the world going to watch the game. So without this, there's no way they can do that.
These kids and these players feel loved, they feel important. And by broadcasting it, you have a bigger group that you're reaching that allows them to know those kids.
One of New Jersey's premier high school basketball teams gets their coverage from D1 Media Pro, and it goes like this.
Finds Floyd to tie things up. Tie game! 62 apiece. 90 seconds. Floyd attacking and throws it down. Corey Floyd. A missed opportunity down low behind the back to Bueno and 1. Lawrence with Floyd to lob it up for the slam. Too low for Dunn. Wilcher to Floyd. Brings it in and 1 on the lob. Thought about the 3. Drives baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd.
Here with Corey Floyd after a tough... Wilcher, 3. Got it! Simeon Wilcher is fired up! And Simeon Wilcher all alone with the flush. Out here with Simeon Wilcher. And a pass taken away by Marshall. And he'll throw it down. Tosses it ahead to Valencia. Serene driving and throws it down. He can't get around, and a turnover. Corey Floyd has it. Step through lane and build the basket. Marcus Cerroti here with Roselle Catholic head coach Dave Boff. Dave, you're coming up.
Now it's your time to join.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, we can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Rusinella utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life. The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, specialist Dr. Michael Rusinella utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
Martin drops back, looks left, throws left. Pass complete.
Second and 8, Raging Bulls. Play action. It's tossed over the middle. Touchdown.
And we're back for second half action here at the Prudential Center. The Millers leading 18-12, and they have 16 minutes to retain that lead. The Millers will start with ball. Graham for 3. In and out. Palmaki rebound. Nothing there, and the Lancers come up with it. And a foul on Graham.
That will be a foul on Demaya Graham. Her second.
Her second foul of the game.
Millburn's key to the first half, Tobez, is breakaways. 100% their breakaways have broke them out in comparison to Livingston. You know what else has really helped them? Their success at the charity stripe so far.
Both key factors.
Backcourt violation.
This one. And Cohen stepped backcourt.
Violation.
And the Millers will have the ball once more. Graham over to Ozer. Grabkowski, but she pulls back, and it works over to Graham. Taken away for a moment's time, and now Graham loses it. And now the deep threat, Kaplan, in and out. But Ozer gets the rebound and a blocking foul on Cohen. So their first team foul of the game, rather of the half.
Number 1, Lila.
Lila
Cohen, her third.
Lila Feldman checking into the game for Cohen. That'll be her third, so she'll sit.
Both teams sat just short of the bonus, roughly 5 team fouls for each side in the first half. And, of course, it resets for the second.
Grabkowski lost it for a moment, but Kaplan there, but loses it to Mintz. And now Levitt. And they'll reset back up top with Mintz. Ball movement for Livingston, as you said, has lacked all game long, as we see there. Demaya Graham getting a finger on that one.
Well, as we know, it's been a tough season for the Lancers, but in their most successful, closest games, some of them have come up with victories, some of them have been losses. Really, what's kept them in it was the defense. Their defense is physical, and their defense is fierce. Their offense, though, not so fashionable.
Feldman working on Ozer. She falls to the ground. Don't know why that wasn't a travel. She just took the ball to the ground, maybe.
I believe, if I saw that correctly, the basketball rolled off her leg and onto the ground. Then she dove on it like a football, as Livingston will call another timeout. That's their second timeout used to the contest.
So after a tumble Livingston timeout, the score remains the same as it did at the end of the first half. And this Millburn team, as you've said, as you've noted, fast breaks are what has brought them to this 6-point lead, and it's been Zoe Palomaki on the end of most of them. And she's been the percolator for this Millburn offense, and she's gone on the cherry stripe a couple of times, gotten them into this position, and the Lancers right now don't have any clue how to stop her.
Well, Palomaki has a different mindset than just about everyone else on the court. Everyone else is thinking, who's helping me on the breakaway? She's thinking, I'm going to create a breakaway.
Exactly.
That's the real key difference that we're seeing on the basketball court today from Palomaki, and that's why Millburn's holding a surprisingly incredibly comfortable, only 6-point difference.
Yes, as we noted, a low-scoring game, but it makes sense now that I think about it because the new three-point line, the lack of depth, no wall behind that basket on either side.
I know this might not sound like it makes a difference. The different ambiance of
that
the
is
facility.
true. That is true. New floor. I bet you it's a better floor here at the Prudential Center.
Well, you can definitely rely on a Big East hard court in comparison to high school gymnasium.
Gym. Yeah. As Palomaki almost ripped it from Levitt, but Feldman and the Lancers retain possession. First go working on Graham. Miller's playing some tight defense. I don't think I've seen the Lancers penetrate through that perimeter defense of the Millers so far today. And there we see drive baseline. Mintz is fouled on the way up. Doesn't get the 2 extra points, but she'll go to the line for 2. And this is her second trip to the line.
Kaplan, her first.
She went 1 for 2 last time.
Not our first trip here to the Prudential Center, presented by Playbook here for the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. We also covered Morris Catholic's win in dominant fashion versus the Crimson of Morristown Bears.
So Mintz sinks the first. Cuts the lead to 5. And she misses the second one, and now Graham going out the other way. 2-on-2, now 3-on-2. And a travel called. Got a little overzealous there. Saw an odd man rush and didn't know what to do with it.
Millburn, 6:02 left in the third.
Ozer guarding Feldman tightly. And now a trap up top. First go. Working on Graham. And now Mintz to the rack. Floater doesn't go, and now Palomaki going out the other way. Palomaki gets by, puts it up, rather. Wanted a pass, looked like she was going to put that up, but nevertheless a foul. And they'll have ball underneath Lancer hoop.
Yeah, foul was on the penetration instead of the pass. So either way, even if they called the foul off the pass, would have been on the floor.
So a pass intended for Grabkowski taken away by Feldman, and she's fouled by Palomaki.
Palomaki practicing dropping the shoulder when she's playing outside back in soccer.
Palomaki, I don't know if that was the best foul there. I think she could have contained her, but nevertheless.
It really was a soccer foul.
It was. It really was a soccer foul. That would have been clean in soccer. She went shoulder to shoulder there.
It would have been. Yeah, and every once in a while, they'll have that official that makes the claim it was a foul, and then you hear the entire high school soccer crowd start booing.
As Levitt misses that one. Last touch by Palomaki. She doesn't like the call.
Ball underneath.
5:22 remaining in this third quarter of play. And that ball loose up for grabs. Graham comes down with it. Up the court to Grabkowski, who is stuffed. Mia Viola gets back on the play and absolutely stuffs Katie Grabkowski and robs her of 2 crucial points. Demaya Graham floater off the backboard and in.
Basket by Demaya Graham.
Mintz Hevel, kicked by Grabkowski. And a foul called, a loose ball foul on Levitt. And Angelson will take it across from her own bench.
Feldman, that is her third.
So Lila Feldman will check out as she committed her third personal. So Cohen and Feldman, 2 stars on this Lancer team, have to sit. Good ball movement here from the Millers. Floater from Kaplan, no good. Grabkowski comes down with it. Back out to Graham for 3. No good. And it's rebounded once again by the Millers. Great on the offensive boards today. Palomaki for Graham again. No good, and that's last touch by the Lancers. Millers will retain possession.
I like the thought process of the step back and shoot. Utilize those 2 steps because that Livingston squad likes to get in your face from outside the paint as well.
And you're not going to get into the paint with their height, as we noted before. So,
well, I think Palomaki is pretty much. We don't know what we're talking about at this point.
Kaplan, no good.
She's creating an oppo keys to the game.
That transition will always break the big men down low, and a foul or maybe a travel called on Fursko. So the Millers will have possession once again. Lancers haven't had sustained offensive pressure in a couple of minutes now. It's been all Millers, and a pass down low to Palomaki. And she Almasos the Livingston defenders and hits it off for Miller ball.
Now that we're looking at it, next year, Playbook really needs to utilize this facility to its fullest. It's really a terrific site.
It is. It's fantastic. Prudential Center.
I mean, legally, the state of New Jersey cannot use it for any playoff games because of the three-point line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kaplan for 3. Her foot might have been on the line. Would have been a high school 3, not a college 3, but
Livingston.
Nevertheless, Kaplan misses, and it'll be Lancer ball.
They're much stricter in every sport with the rules when it comes to the state tournament. The NJSIAA is more on top of the competition.
You can play hockey here.
You absolutely could play hockey here. We see the state finals here. That's because it's the same dimensions.
Yeah.
Many would say the lighting for hockey here doesn't exactly equal the fairness of a game at Cody Arena, Warrenenko in Roselle.
Yeah.
But it can legally be used for hockey. It's the same dimensions, same outset.
Mintz gets stuffed by Palomaki. Her second block of the game, and she's protecting the paint.
Then, of course, the trapezoid. Just got to ignore the trapezoid when you play hockey here. The Martin Brodeur rule.
The Martin Brodeur. He's got a statue, right?
He does, in fact.
Was that this season they put that up?
No, a few years ago.
A few years ago. I don't know why I remembered it was this year. Mintz drives to the basket, but a barrage of Miller defenders there to take it away. And now Palomaki on the other end. And we've seen flashes of that all day long. And she'll go to the line once again.
Foul number 15.
She definitely practices free throws 24/7 because she goes to the line every time she has ball. She has the ball. Palomaki. Airball's the first. Oh, my. I'd assume if the three-point line is farther back, the free throw line might be farther back.
I do not believe so,
No?
but I guess that could be possible.
I don't know.
Well, I do have a fact for us here. Fact-checking the both of us. I said a few years ago. It's in fact not a few years ago. You said this year. It's in fact not this year. The Martine Brodeur statue was placed at the front of the beautiful Prudential Center in the great city of Newark in 2009.
Wow. All right, I was off by a couple years, but give or take. Graham for three. No good. Woros with the rebound, puts it up, air ball. And Kaplan and Mintz look. And Chang, three won't go, and now Mintz gets the rebound. Another one, 3 chances for the Lancers to score, and they can't convert on any of them.
Foul number 14.
2:34 remaining in this third quarter of play. Miller's lead 20-13.
Our apologies if we disconnected from the stream for a second on the audio side of things.
And it's taken away by Woros and Graham. Hoser trying to go down baseline, kicks it to Palomaki, who puts it in for the deuce.
Bucket by Palomaki. Assist Aujour.
Comfortable 9-point lead here for the Millers, and as they're starting to gain up more on their lead, they're starting to put on more pressure above the key, as we're seeing right now.
Angelson working as the Lancers move the ball along the perimeter. Floater from Mintz, no good. And Woros comes down with it. Woros over to Palomaki, thought about it, but decides better. Hoser had an opportunity, didn't take it. And they work it back around to Palomaki, who drives and fouled and one. Count the bucket. Zoe Palomaki. Oh, never mind.
Foul number 3, Helen Chang.
They call it on the ground. She looked to be in the air, but
That is Livingston's 5th team foul.
she looked to be in the air, but they call it on the ground. And the Millers will have it underneath Lancer hoop. Glue and Kaplan check in as Ozer for the floater. Angelson there for the rebound. Woros out to Kaplan for 3. No good. Woros another rebound, and as she's fouled on the shot.
I have a proposal to make to Playbook Sports. I think next year they should host Camden Roselle Catholic.
That would be a sellout crowd.
Yeah, I don't know. They were able to sell out Rutgers, but this is a very different ballpark, or I should say arena.
Oh, man. I think they could fit. I think
they'll get 10,000.
That's generous.
You think so?
10,000?
They got 6,700 in last year's Tournament of Champions final.
Wow.
That could have been also in part because it was the Tournament of Champions final and not just Camden versus Roselle Catholic. If Don Bosco or another team like that was there, could have been a different situation, or could have been the same situation because the integrity of the game being played. It was the final ever Boys Basketball Tournament of Champions. For the time being, there's rumors it will be brought back, but none of those rumors are official. They're just proposals to Colleen McGuire at the NJSIAA front offices in Robbinsville.
So Woros went 0 for 2, but the Millers get the ball on an errant pass from the Lancers. And now an errant pass from the Millers. So turnover after turnover here late in this third quarter as the Millers lead by 9. Mintz guarded tightly by Ozer. Over to Chang. Levitt trying to get over half. She does. Finds Chang. And Levitt falls to the ground. And a foul called on Grabkowski. Just want to note, the Millers are down one player. Lily Palomaki, Zoe Palomaki's twin sister, tore her ACL in the second game. So they are down some firepower in this one, but still leading by 9.
I've never seen her play. If she plays anything like her sister, that means this Millburn team's just about faster than every single player in the SEC.
She is equally as fast.
Might not have the skill, but speed-wise, Millburn is dangerous.
Yes, they are.
I think that separates Millburn and Livingston from teams like, for example, your Morris Catholics, your Saddle River Day Schools, your non-public A and B sides. It's just because not only are they just as fast, but their ball coordination is just terrific.
So Graham and Palomaki check back into the game for the Millers. Angelson and Waros will take a seat with 23 seconds remaining. Hoser finds Grabkowski down low and gets blocked by Winich.
Millburn possession underneath.
Winich finally being that presence in the paint. And the Millers will have it underneath the Livingston basket. Graham had an opportunity, but not trusting her shot. She goes to the rack and gets an opportunity at the charity stripe. Graham's taken a couple of shots from the three-point line today. Hasn't converted and thought better of it there. And got 2 free throws. As Graham sinks her first.
Millburn now up double digits. Tobes, they're starting to run away with this one, but Livingston luckily have a built-in timeout in 11 seconds time. Coach Addison's going to have to talk things over, go back to the drawing board.
So Graham goes 2 for 2 from the line. And the Millers go up 11.
Livingston will probably have the last touch of the third quarter.
Chang for 3, no good. And Coach Eric Schroeder put in Katie Suan for the rebound. She got it. And the score, 24-13, Millers lead by 11 at the end of 3. We'll have the fourth quarter next on the NFHS Network. We're back here at the Prudential Center for the final quarter of play between the Millburn Millers and the Livingston Lancers. Big play from Zoe Palomaki all game long. And she has the Millers up 24-13. Lancers will have possession to start this final quarter of play. Mintz over to Levitt. And they work it back around. Over to Kaplan. Mintz for 3. No good, and Sogan comes down with the rebound. Grabkowski down low to Graham, makes a nice move, and she's fouled.
Traveling violation.
Traveling violation, rather.
Win here would be big for first-year coach Eric Schroeder, and his Millburn Millers would be 20 wins, the big 2-0. In his inaugural season with the program. That's impressive.
The Millers haven't been over 500 in the last 3 years, and to get 20 wins in his first season, he's really changed the culture for Millburn girls basketball.
Well, hopefully Coach Schroeder and Mr. Francisco Bufolco petition to move the team up to the Liberty Division next year, give them a different type of competition to look at.
And Grabkowski wide open layup, and the Millers go up 13.
To start the fourth quarter, the assist.
The Millers are losing some seniors, but the Liberty Division is not out of the question. As Suan reaching foul, 26-13, 6:57 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Stay here on the National Federation of High School Sports. At the conclusion of this contest, we have the boys' rendition of Millburn and Livingston to wrap up the regular season for those two programs.
It's going to be a fantastic game.
Rivalry matchup last year, the two teams saw each other twice in divisional play. This year, only once in conference play. It's going to be an exciting matchup. Two teams, very similar style of play, very even competition. Both teams... Oh, pardon me. Go ahead, Tobes.
Mintz for three. Air ball. And a traveling violation underneath the hoop.
About to say, this might be the first time in a couple of years where both Millburn and Livingston are over 500 in their respective divisions.
Yes. Lindsey Berg checks out of the game.
Although this might be the final ride for Livingston girls basketball, if Millburn can pick up the big 2-0 here, they might look for the big 2-1 as they're taking on Belleville at noon on Monday in the playoffs. First round of Section 2, Group 3.
So, turnover by the Millers, and the Lancers will have possession of the ball. First go, working on Graham, thought about it, but good closeout by Graham. Good ball movement here from the Lancers, showing signs of a good offensive possession. As Palomaki takes it away. Palomaki down the court to Grabkowski, and she finishes the two.
Palomaki, two grabs.
So instead of finishing the transition play, Palomaki with the helper, and the Millers go up 15. We'll cut to a quick break as a full timeout called by Livingston, and we'll be back on the NFHS network.
One of New Jersey's premier high school basketball teams gets their coverage from D1 Media Pro, and it goes like this.
Finds Floyd to tie things up. Tie game! 62 apiece. 90 seconds.
Floyd attacking and throws it down. Corey Floyd. A missed opportunity down low behind the back to Bueno and one. Lawrence with Floyd to lob it up on a slam. Too low for Dunn. Wilcher to Floyd. Lays it in and one on the lob.
Thought about the three. Drives baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey.
You're back. And after the full timeout from Livingston, and hopefully a good talk from Coach Ashley Addison, the Lancers will have an answer to climb back into this one with 5:57 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And you want to stay tuned to the National Federation of High School Sports. We've got good basketball up next as well between these two sides.
Yeah, this is only one of two.
A doubleheader. The hard court so nice, we'll be here twice.
Oh, poetic.
I ever tell you my dream is to one day be a slam poetry writer?
Huh. My cousin was that. As a pass down to Palomaki, and she finishes with the left hand, and they have an even 30 on the day.
And always expanding, largest lead of the game for Millburn. They're going on a run.
And a steal from Palomaki. Has Graham, finds her, and Graham puts it away. Palomaki to Graham. We've seen that all season long in another steal. Lancers getting careless. Kaplan for two. Good!
Well, got to make a New Jersey high school connection. Palomaki and Graham playing like the Paldo twins, the sophomores on Morris Catholic, who are heavily favored to go far in the state tournament this year and likely next year to commit to a Division I Big 5 school.
And now Cohen for three, no good. And Palomaki comes down with the rebound. This game started off low scoring, but the Millers with 6 points in about 30 seconds. Kaplan for three, good! And a Kaplan for three, and the Millers up 24.
Millers on a double-digit run. They're slowly winding down the Lancers.
Cohen works it over to Feldman. Mintz for three, off the front rim, and Graham comes down with the rebound. This Miller team still hustling. Graham looking to cut through that defense. Gets the roll. Damaya Graham going to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Millburn playing a unique lead right here. They're speeding up play while chipping away at the contest.
This hot Millburn team came into this one with a 2-game winning streak, and they look to make it the lucky 3 with 4:02 remaining, pending an immaculate comeback from the Livingston Lancers.
2, you say? I say a 3-game streak. North Star Academy, Union, and Whippany Park.
My apologies. They'll make it an even 4 if they can win this one.
Foul on Hannah Kaplan, her second.
So Hannah Kaplan picks up her second foul. And first goal will go to the line to shoot 2.
At the line, number 23, Jordan Fursko.
They've shot 4 for 6 from the line today. Fursko looking to get some easy buckets down the stretch here. She hits the first, and they're shooting just over their season average, 62%, but
Fursko makes the first.
Angelson thought.
Well, we'll adjust our scoreboard right now. Both teams in the bonus.
Both teams in the bonus, so Fursko hits the first, hits the second.
And she makes the second.
So she converts on the 1-and-1 plus 1. And the Millers working across that perimeter. Lindsey Berg checks into the game for her second opportunity. Down low to Palamaki, out to Berg. Berg! Oh, off the back rim.
The front iron.
Front iron. And Palamaki juggling that ball, showing off her soccer skills.
My understanding you're a soccer player, Mr. Tobis.
I am a soccer player. Sat bench this year, but a fun season. Fantastic season. I loved everything about it. Fantastic program at Millburn High School.
Well, it's hard, but it's also fun, and it's high level to play in the SEC American.
It is. Especially against that Eddie Krepsky and that Seton Hall team.
Well, you forgot about West Orange. Justin Stavala and West Orange.
Well, we beat West Orange, no.
Yeah, but that's as good as it gets, my friend. West Orange and Seton Hall.
I know.
Can't forget about Livingston, one of the most defensively sturdy squads in the SEC American.
So,
and then we're also neglecting to mention Coach Torrey Weaver and the Montclair Mounties. Always a depth program.
That is true. First go, jump shot. In, gets the roll, 41-17.
Number 23, Jordan Fursko.
Miller's running their bench players now. Colaglu. And they work it back around to Berg. Cross court to Angelson. No good. Suin hits it back out to Colaglu.
Excellent first look in the contest there.
Yeah.
Brilliant decision.
Berg can't hit. Angelson with the rebound. Colaglu for 3. Hits underneath the net. And first go, looking the outlet pass to Levitt. Too far, and Colaglu takes that one away. And a timeout called. Or
substitution.
Well, there wasn't a pause. There wasn't a pause in play. How did they make that substitution line
I'm not exactly sure what happened here.
Did he call a timeout just to get her in, and then he didn't need to talk it over?
They didn't. By rule, it has to be a 20-second timeout of the full minute.
Okay.
However, they also didn't charge on the scoreboard a timeout to any side, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. They must have missed an official's call. Okay. If you saw it on the screen and you're thinking, well, you missed it, we're sorry because we did not see anything.
Angelson floater. The bank not open this time, and Suin can't come down with the rebound.
It's your impromptu 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
Or for Millburn, we should say the 2-minute hustle. Always playing fast pace.
That is true.
Belleville's in for
a Palamaki's not in.
Yeah, Belleville has not played Livingston. Pardon me, Belleville has not played Millburn this year. On the girls' side, on the boys' side, they played in the same division on the girls' side. So Belleville is in for a treat when they get to meet Palamaki. Every time she gets a rebound, you can almost just expect a fast break.
I bet you they're here right now, scouting that, circling her name. Has to keep her in check. As Colaglu, tight defense. This Miller team has an opportunity to go far in states, or somewhat far.
Section 2, Group 3, not the easiest. Consists of schools like Cranford, Ferris.
Yeah, but with a hot season like the Millers have had, 20 wins, they got that momentum going into states. 4-game win streak.
The Millers run the routes. Yeah, they run the routes. They control the hard court. They create the fast breaks. That's their danger.
They're flying high into states.
Fremont inbounding to Kalulu.
Colaglu over to Berg.
If Millburn wins the state tournament, Coach Schroeder has a Shaheen Holloway story to tell.
Yes, he does.
Basketball just touches out of bounds.
1:15 left to play in this fourth quarter. 41-17 the score.
Shaheen Holloway's story to tell right here at the Rock.
Yes, yes, coach of the Seton Hall Pirates. The Millers took a commanding early fourth quarter dominance on the offensive end to this 41-17 lead. And they've held that lead throughout this game as Waros is fouled.
Reach.
Foul on
Early scouting report on Millburn we're getting for next year with some players checking in. What are you thinking, Tobis? They looking good next year?
They are a very young and inexperienced team. Not a lot of freshmen and sophomores getting the nod for this Miller team this season, as they've gone heavily with seniors, as they have 6 on the team.
It's also why.
Some key
It's also why.
players.
Yeah, Glen Ridge winning the division is a blessing in disguise because Glen Ridge is guaranteed to move up. Not the same situation for the Millers, who
That is
play
true.
second. They can petition to move up, but they got to find someone to move down. Very rare you see a first-place team ever not move up. You saw Caldwell do it last year in baseball, but they won it the next year and then moved up.
Caldwell in hockey, or rather, Scotch Plains in hockey didn't move up.
Yeah, that's correct. Actually,
So they-
Kearney, North Arlington, Secaucus last year.
Yeah. Feldman, no good. Waros comes down with the rebound, but it's taken away quickly. And a quick bucket. They're trying to get 20 here, are the Livingston Lancers.
22, Lila Feldman.
43-19, 25 seconds remaining. I wouldn't be surprised if the Millers hold it. But they're still working towards the hoop as Sowen over, and they can't hit.
This will just about wrap it up, Tobis.
8 seconds remain. No good. And Colaglu will most likely hold it as the clock hits triple zeros. The Millers hit an even 20 on the season.
The final score.
And the Millers win 43-19. Thank you all for tuning in to the NFHS Network as the Millers take home this one in the Miller-Lancer rivalry. We'll see you next for the second of our doubleheader game, Livingston boys versus the Miller boys, next on the NFHS Network.
He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it the free. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Makayaton touchdown.